Live from the club level of Premier Home Mortgage Ice in Rushmore Plaza Civic Center, it's the Rush Coaches Show, presented by Miller Lite on RapidCityRush.com. And now, here are your hosts, the head coach and general manager, Joe Ferris, and the voice of the Rush, Mark Benetti. That theme song will never get old. How's everybody doing tonight? Episode 5 of the Rush Coaches Show. Thanks so much for coming out with us. As always, this is Mark Benetti alongside you here in the Bank West Club level of Premier Home Mortgage Ice in Rushmore Plaza Civic Center, joined as always by the title character and my faithful broadcast partner, the head coach and the general manager of the Rapid City Rush, Joe Ferris. And Coach, what a whirlwind it's been these last couple of weeks, the travel, the holiday, so much going on, but we're back and this is the last show of 2015. Can you hardly believe it?
It's unreal, Mark. It's as dark now as it is at 1 in the afternoon in Alaska. It's crazy. But no, it's been, like you said, a whirlwind. The boys have traveled a lot. Great for them to get home to see their families for a few days. And now we're back at it full bore with a ton of games here over the next 3.5 months.
Yeah, absolutely, especially most of them coming on the road, too, so there's even more travel ahead for the gentlemen representing the Rapid City Rush. Speaking of which, we have two of them as our special guests tonight. One of them is a veteran of 348 games in the American Hockey League. He's also a former draft pick of the Montreal Canadiens back in 2003. We have veteran rush forward Jimmy Bonneau joining us here in the club level. And to his left, also to our left, is the newly acquired goaltender of the Rapid City Rush, one start under his belt, second-year professional from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, number 29, Sam Marotta. Looking forward to two great conversations with two outstanding gentlemen. Joined by second-year professional goaltender from Bridgewater, Massachusetts, number 29, Sammy Marotta.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Oh, thanks so much for coming out. Really appreciate you coming out tonight. Getting out to Rapid for you was kind of a whirlwind. It was right before the Alaska trip. It was on your birthday of all days, too. You had such crazy travel. Can you walk the fans through the play-by-play of exactly how you got out here?
Yeah, so I'll take you all the way back to Elmira, New York, where I was playing before, and I was told the trade was official at about 10 p.m. The night before I took off, and I packed all my stuff the quickest I could. I had to make a 6 p.m. flight out of Boston, where I live. So I drove back, dropped my car off, got on a plane, flew to Minneapolis, where I had a layover that ended up getting delayed because it was snowing in South Dakota. So, but it pushed me to 5 in the morning, and at this point I was in Minnesota at about 1 in the morning. So I just spent the night in the airport. Didn't trust myself waking up to an alarm in a hotel, so I figured if I slept right before the jetway, they had to step on me to get on the plane. So I slept right there in the terminal, jumped on the 6 a.m. flight, where I flew South Dakota right into Rapid City, dropped my luggage off in my new apartment, took about a 4-hour nap, and went back to the airport to go to Alaska. So. From Elmira to the East Coast, all the way as far west as you can go.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the way here. It was, what, three or four time zones in the span of about 14, 15 hours?
Yeah.
Just brutal.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of people were asking me how I liked Rapid City. I was like, well, I was there for 6 hours, and I napped for 5 of them. So I had a blast.
What do you think of Rapid City?
Oh, I love it. I love it here. I mean, and this is one of those places that you hear about around the league playing in the East, about the fan base and how much of a winning tradition is here. So to be a part of it, and it's been a real real pleasure, I'd say.
So when you were told you were coming to Rapid City, you already knew about us.
Oh yeah, I've heard about Rapid City. Some guys texted me during the trade, said you just hit the lottery going to Rapid City. Wow. And I was like, oh, okay, that's good to hear. So it's been fun. It's been fun being here, and there's a great team, awesome group of guys as well.
Well, that's a tribute to everybody that's sitting right here and the members of Rush Nation that are not here. So give yourselves a round of applause. All right, I do have to ask about this because it's not Movember. You got this rockin' stash going on right here. Is there any backstory to it?
Well, I have mustaches in my blood. My dad has one. My dad's dad has one. But I just like mixing it up a bit. I mean, I like different fashions and styles. So right now the mustache is in, and I'm making it in.
So we don't have Movember going on. We don't have No Shave November. It's Decline to Shave December. So got that going for us too.
We'll go with that one.
That's great. So Sammy, obviously, I know you've only had one start under your belt with the Rush, but you've got many more to come. What are the expectations with this team going forward the rest of the season?
I honestly see this team being pretty successful here. I haven't played in the East and then coming out West. They all got to play the East at some point, but I know this is one of the better teams I've got to play with, let alone I'm happy I don't have to play against them. But yeah, they're a very offensive skilled team, so it's a lot of fun. I'm going to do whatever I can to help them out.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Sammy. It was an absolute blast having you on. Ladies and gentlemen, Sammy Marotta. Now joined by an 11-year veteran, somebody who has played 348 games in the American Hockey League, just under half of that with the Worcester Sharks over the last 4 years, and he's a former draft pick of the Montreal Canadiens. Pretty sure I got everything on the list there, but we are joined by 11-year vet Jimmy Bonneau.
Hey, good to be here, Mark.
It's great having you along with us, Jimmy. I do have to point this out because as obnoxious as you are towards me about it, you too are a New England Patriots fan and a Boston Red Sox fan. That had to be a pretty easy acquaintance over there getting to know Sammy.
Absolutely, it was. And well, the thing with me too, you got to think we don't have an NFL team in Quebec or in the East Coast there in Canada. And my baseball team, when I was younger, was the Montreal Expos. They're gone. My hockey team was the Quebec Nordiques. They're gone. So, I mean, until we get those teams back, at a young age, I went behind the all of the New England teams, and the Pats were always my team from the beginning.
So you basically went with teams that are not going anywhere for the next 300 years.
Yeah, exactly. I've had enough. I got my heart broken enough.
Sound logic. I can't blame you for that. I mean, I can blame you because you picked the wrong teams, in my opinion. But sound logic though. Sound logic. One of the most profound things that you had said to me in our interview this summer, introducing you to the Rush organization, was as a veteran, being a team-first guy, the most important thing you can give to another player, no matter what age they are, how long they've been professional, is time. Can you please expand upon that for the people that may not remember or didn't get to listen to that interview?
Well, the thing, time is the thing, and obviously I talk as an old guy in hockey, which, hockey years they're not the same as real life year. They tend to go fast, and you don't have a lot ahead of you. If you put 15 years in this business, it's something that's extremely rare. So time is something that I don't have now in this line of work that I love so much, and you don't want to waste it, because why waste it? Make the best of it. And when I take the time to talk to a young rookie, I'm not saying here, but I'm saying as a general, some can be cocky, some can come with a chip on their shoulder, some may lack confidence. Some are just right where they should be. But there's not a lot of people in this professional hockey thing that's 100% happy with where he is. Everybody, maybe they're happy with it, but they aspire to go higher. They think they should be higher. They look at another player saying, I'm as good as him. He's above me. What's going on? He makes more money than me. That's another factor, because it is how it is. It's your job now. If to those guys, like who in their life hasn't said, I wish I knew what I know now then. So if I take the time to talk to those people and everything, I don't do it just to ramble or just to move my lips. There's something behind it, because if it means nothing to me, I'm not going to do it, because time is something that I don't have, and it's something that even though guys in their early career may think they have, they're going to wake up one morning and they're going to be, wow, where did time go? It's been 10 years. It's been 12 years. This summer I'm facing the phase that retirement may be around. What am I doing after? Because those are all things. So that's a little bit where, it's one of the most precious things people can give you. And I try to give you to the people that I believe deserve it, and then I hope that they can do the same thing. On the other end, I think the best thing you can do is listen. When someone older, younger, or at any level tells you something, he takes his time to tell you something like that, you just, I think you deserve to at least listen to him and consider what he's saying. And then you're your own person. If you don't agree with it, you can let it go. If you agree with some of it, well, take what you thought makes sense and, make it your own. And if you agree with all of it, well, then it's a good thing. But at least give your teammate, your friend, or your experienced leader. And it comes the same way with a younger guy bringing something to me. Give him an ear, respect their time, and usually that helps bring some good leadership and brings a team tighter and stuff like this when guys have time for each other.
Well and generously spoken. That is
Thank you.
unbelievable. Well and generously spoken. Couple of fun questions for you. We'll change gears now. We'll go to some fun questions here. Obviously, 2015 is coming to a close. We've already had 27 games under the books. So every station, every radio, this and that, they're doing their best ofs of 2015. So the best goal you've seen in 2015 that the Rush have scored, the start of the season to now, what's the best goal of 2015?
I want to say like one of Cody's super flashy, super nice goal, but at the same time, like the third hat trick that Mikhail had in the same month or whatever, we were I was with Sean Erickson up in the press box here in one of the box, and I remember we saw the first one and we're like, he can't do it again, and then we saw the second one and we're like, he will do it again, and then when the third one happened, there was a whole section saying Steph, Steph, Steph. It wasn't as flashy as Cody's goal, but that was probably the funniest, or the one that I got the most a kick out of.
Fair enough.
And that being said, don't remember it's almost too early. You want to forget about it, but the Idaho comeback, either with the 0.1 second goal and the overtime winner when we got two defensemen going on 2-on-0 was pretty good too. So.
I still laugh about that. I still can't believe that. If you told me in that game 2 defensemen were going to go 135 feet on a breakaway with no one in front of them, I would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
The best
would be back on D if ever it comes the other way.
Well, Jimmy, it was an absolute blast having you on the show. Here's hoping we can have you one more time before the season ends. Thank you so much.
Mark. Thank you, guys.
So we walked through with Jimmy some of the best ofs of 2015. So we're going to walk through the same ones with you because you've been on the bench for each one of these games and each one of these moments. So we'll start off with the easy one. The best goal of 2015 in your opinion?
Well, I like what Jimmy said about we all sit there on the bench too, and we pray to God that Steph gets a goal in the first 5 minutes because we know we're getting 3 that night. But to have 3 hat tricks, we haven't seen that. I asked him if he did that before, and Steph's so quiet, and he said, well, one time in junior had three times, and then he goes 1 game 4, but it took him about 40 minutes to say that to me because he's so quiet. But he had 50 goals in 54 games in the Quebec Major Junior League, which is off the chart.
Last one for you, and I didn't ask Jimmy this because I wanted to save it for you, but the best game or the best moment of 2015 so far?
I think it was obviously winning lets coaches sleep, so those are always great moments. But I love that 2-on-0 in Idaho. For us, Mark and I, that was our first game as 3-on-3. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty and like we talked about, it was organized chaos back there. But how we watched a lot of it in the NHL in the preseason, how a lot of teams handled it, whether they went with 2 forwards and 1 D, 2 D, or 1 forward, and we wanted to make sure we had worked so hard that night to get that point, and we were like, you know what, there's a lot of time left here. We want to make sure we give it our best shot, and we hadn't had a lot of success in the shootouts last year, and we were like, if we're going to lose, let's lose in the 3-on-3, and we're in our zone we had 2 D, in the offensive zone we had 2 forwards, and like Jimmy said, Kirby was the guy back there. Who would have thought that, right? And all of a sudden, Younger got knocked down, and that's when we were like, Younger's going to be a big player for us. He made a big hit on the board, got knocked down, and all of a sudden, here comes a shot out of a cannon, goes flying by the Idaho player there, and then I'm looking at Desi, and he's looking back at me, and we're looking at Younger and Arbonne going in from the red line in, and we're like, let's just hope they hit the net. That's what I'm saying in my head. And sure enough, Bonesy throws it 5-hole, and it was awesome. It was great for our hockey club.
Coach, last question for you. 3 New Year's resolutions for the Rapid City Rush. Can you name 3?
For the Rapid City Rush, obviously, just continue to get better on a daily basis, work harder on a daily basis, and tighten things up, and just leave everything on the ice. Good things happen when you play the right way. I'm a firm believer of that, and if we do that, we'll get rewarded come the end of the year. We just we got to stay on the big prize. We know it's a journey. Stay on the big picture at the end of the year and get better every day, but play the right way. And try to get that cheating part out of our game. That's the part on that thing, and obviously just be great in the community. It's always a huge part. We've got tremendous young men in this locker room that are representing the Rush incredibly, and they have for the first 7 years, and that'll continue in 2016. And then just be happy and be healthy and just keep going to work and doing your job.
Well, 2015 was awesome. Best of luck. 2016 coming up. Let's have a great year.
I was going to say stop eating pasta, but that'll stop on January 2nd.
Who could resist pasta? Let's be
That's
honest
right.
there. Coach, thanks so much for a great slate of shows in 2015. We're hoping 2016's just as better. We'll see all of you on Thursday night, our New Year's Eve tilt, and on January 2nd, our halfway to 4th of July night. Take care, everybody. Thanks so much for coming out.